Hello and welcome to the Festival of Media Asia Pacific 2015 in Singapore. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by David Brocklehurst from FirmDecisions, who's just been delivering, well, perhaps not the most controversial talk, or perhaps it was. Either way, it's certainly an interesting topic looking at agency transparency and financial transparency particularly. One thing you mentioned there is that the agencies have been able to become more profitable at a time when their fees are being squeezed. Do you think that this practice is rife in the industry then?
Well, certainly. I mean, if you look at all the companies' accounts, you'll see that they are all more profitable. I mean, they're all responsible to their shareholders, and that's their responsibility. Fiduciary duty really is to ensure they're maximising their profits, their returns. So they've built these systems. There are some that have set up all sorts of divisions to generate and look for new ways of earning income. This isn't to say they're all out there creating all these under the table deals. They're putting systems in place that they're able to sell to the clients as being a legitimate service. But there's related parties throughout the whole daisy chain. There's hidden margins because we don't know what the true cost is, because it's the actual media agency itself is so far away from, so removed from what the actual costs are. Mm-hmm. And that's just in the say the trading desk area. But you know, there's annual volume bonuses, there's value banks, there's so many things now that are coming out in the press that we've known about for some time. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of clients that already benefit from what we believe benefit because we keep working for them and have done for some period of time. So we provide them the service that they need. The agencies know that we're coming, and so they don't muck up with what's already going very well. It's the poor other clients that haven't got those systems in place, those compliance regulations that they should have in place. That we hope to stimulate that sort of activity, because it's all about the contract and getting the arrangements with the agencies worked out. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that obviously one of the key drivers of this has been the fact that client procurement teams have been managing to squeeze agency fees. Do you find that some clients have, perhaps sympathy is the wrong word, but an understanding of why agencies have tried to change their models?
No. No. Well, procurement have a job to do, and if the procurement's taken it too far, the agencies have a right to say, sorry, you've gone too far. I mean, no one is forcing them, nailing them to the ground, putting them in a headlock saying you will take it or else. Mm-hmm. Now, given the option, if they choose to go ahead on the basis of whatever the financial arrangements are, it is a commercial decision. Mm-hmm. But it's pointless doing these commercial decisions. A case in point, we've got one client where the agency actually agreed on a fee that was even below the total direct labour cost, regardless of a contribution to overhead and profits. But the agency believed that then gave them justification to go and be billing bonus pots or doing other things. Mm-hmm. So, and they thought they had that discussion with the client, but that doesn't appear to be in anyone's memory except the agency. So there's issues that arise because the agencies feel that they have a right to do these things. Generally, things that happen, they happen down in the engine room, right? Mm-hmm. If you talk to an account manager of an agency, they think everything's going well. You talk to the marketing director of a client, everything's smooth. But it's down in the engine room in the finance department where these decisions are taken, where the contracts are negotiated generally, where the calculation, the development, the confirmations of the AVBs, the early payment discounts, all these things happen down in the engine room. So it's difficult to sometimes not cast blame, but ultimately it's a discussion between two parties, and the commercial decision needs to be taken. But it's much better, obviously, if everything is on the table. Yeah. What do we do? What are we going to do about AVBs? What are we going to do about media credits? Let's discuss it, and then, okay, well, now we need to earn a bit of profit here, so let's work out how the FTEs can be worked out. So these things, we're just trying to create an awareness of these things, because so often we get to do an audit and we see a contract and we say, oh, well, actually, we can't look at that. We can't look at that because the contract's only 3 pages long. So we have to try and get in front of this so that the clients are more aware of ways in which they can help themselves by getting these contracts right.
Mm-hmm. And final question. Obviously, we've had the situation with Group M in Australia recently. On the counter side, you've had instances in various markets where actually the agency organisations, trade bodies have been protesting against certain client pitch practices. Does it feel like the animosity between the two sides is growing at the moment?
I wouldn't say animosity. I think it's just a concept of the whole cost pressures everyone's under. Everyone's looking for that extra percentage, I think. But again, there are good corporate citizens. There are some that pay for the pitch costs that don't have a 10 agency long pitch list. There are some that have a short list and run an RFP properly and pay for pitches. There are some that have their own ways of doing it. But we are in a total industry. I mean, we all need to work together, and we don't go out there with a big stick to build up the agencies. That's not a quest of ours. We're really the messengers, and as I said in there, we need to ensure that if there's non-compliance, why is there non-compliance? Oh, the contract doesn't, or the contract wasn't really understood by the agency, or no one actually looked at it. Or we've been in situations we've gone into an agency and we said, can we see that you've got a copy of the signed contract? Oh no, we actually haven't got a contract. Well, what have you been complying with? So there's areas that everyone needs to work together. I think it's just about fairness, as I put in one of those last slides. It's about fairness and understanding of each other's positions.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of the festival.
Thank you very much.